information concerning the fate of Omaha Police Officer Adam Vail.
In a statement yesterday, Omaha Police Chief Todd Schmatter recommended Vail be fired following the death of Cameron Ford, who was shot and killed by Vail during a no-knock warrant in late August.
Omaha Police Union tells us they will stand with Vail. 6 News' Philip Katafamo is in the newsroom with who will have the final say.
John and Aaron, I spoke with Creighton criminal justice professor Eric Meyer, who is a former police officer with 20 years of experience. He tells me terminations like the one being recommended by Schmatter are fairly rare. Meyer says it's possible Vail could be terminated and rehired. It's also possible the Omaha Police Union could assist him in challenging a potential termination. Now, that being said, Meyer tells me District Attorney Don Klein has final say, even if a grand jury trial suggests termination. Previously, Klein determined Vail's actions were justified and said he would not be pursuing criminal charges. It's important to note Schmatter's recommendation for termination is separate from that criminal investigation. Now, Meyer says what comforts him about Schmatter's decision is the involvement of outside agencies. By law, 2 outside agencies have to conduct an investigation as well. In this case, it's the Nebraska State Patrol and the Douglas County Sheriff's Office.
If all 3 make a decision, that gives you more validity that this decision was the correct one. However, Don Klein, you're correct. He has no oversight, and he does not have to, other than the grand jury, consult with anybody else in making that decision. Thus, that's what he exactly did early on in the investigation.
Meyer says the community has been critical of Klein for not charging Vail. He speculates the community will support the termination, but if a possible termination is challenged, he believes it could pull away trust from OPD. Now, I did speak with OPD today. They did not get into specifics as to which policies and procedures Officer Vail violated. OPD says they're also still working on no-knock warrant policy and procedure updates. On your side of the newsroom, Philip Katafamo, 6